Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of I'll Call You Right Back podcast. So, I'm going to first start off by giving you my overview of the March Madness comedy competition that was being held at the Pittsburgh Improv this whole month of March. Many people heard my episode with Matt Light. He is a local comedian, and he also runs this March Madness bracket. And after we were done talking on my interview, I told him, like, oh, yeah, I always wanted to do stand-up and everything, but always been just too much of a bitch to do it. And he was like, oh, well, we got this competition. I'm going to sign you up, and we'll see where it goes from there. So the whole thing is 32 people. Each person had a 5-minute set, and you went up against someone else. So, like, it was you against another comedian, and then the audience would vote on who they would like. There was 4 total rounds. I made it through the first round, the second round, the third round, and then last night was the final round. So the final 4 of the March Madness bracket. And unfortunately, I did not win the March Madness competition, but hey, I made it to the final 4. I literally have no experience whatsoever. My first night of doing stand-up was the first night of the competition. So I was happy with how everything turned out. It was a really awesome experience. I will absolutely be continuing, just doing comedy, doing stand-up and everything like that. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. But it is Thursday, so that means there's a new episode, which brings me to my next point. My guest this week is a person that goes by the name of Cody Baker. Cody Baker is a creative that lives in Pittsburgh and is responsible for some of the coolest networking events that are out right now. It's something called Creatives Drink, and I'm not going to tell you a lot about it right now, so you just got to listen to the episode. But he is a young entrepreneur just out there killing the game. He talks a lot about what he's doing now, his projects coming up, how he got involved with what he does, and it is an awesome episode. You guys should definitely check out the Creatives Drink Instagram page. Check out his Instagram. Everything will be in the details below, obviously. But yeah, I now present to you episode 12 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with Cody Baker.
I gotta use the telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. Like I said, I could edit anything out.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
hate to talk in front of public, but I've done, this would be like my 4th or 5th. Did like Pit Radio twice, Drink Partners,
Yeah.
and I just don't even think about it.
How long ago did you do Drinking Partners?
It was a year ago, probably a year and some change.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm trying to think. It was like 2.
You went up to Work Hard?
Yeah, and we did it in the basement, and then we actually worked with Work Hard recently.
Yeah.
On Hilltopless too as well, which would have
Yeah,
been
it was dope.
last year.
The cool kids and PK and all them?
Yep. Yeah, then we did the after party at the warehouse, right around the corner,
Yeah.
behind the Italian restaurant. I forget what it was called, but
Yeah, I can't remember either. That place is, I think they're trying to get more involved with like another building up there. I can't remember what it is though. But first segment is What's in the Cup. So you got to tell everyone.
Yeah. So I got iced coffee, and I don't know why. I feel like iced coffee is like I would drink it all day if the side effects on my health.
Yeah, it didn't kill you.
Yeah, exactly. But I could definitely drink iced coffee all day.
Just black coffee?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just like black coffee. I prefer iced coffee all the time. When it gets cold, okay, like I'm not gonna go outside, my hand will fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, iced coffee's like the go-to.
You've always been a black coffee drinker?
Yeah, straight up. I don't know why my dad, whenever I first tried coffee, he always put cream in it and a ton of sugar, and I think that's what ruined it for me. Because it'll just be like, I don't know, I just can't. I'm not a big sugar.
That's the way that I was. I was a like 4 creams, 4 sugars.
Yeah.
And that would be like 4 sugars plus like 4 vanilla creams, and it just was way too much. My wife now has worked in a coffee shop for like 5 years before her job now. She turned me into a fucking coffee snob.
There is really good coffee. Like, there is definitely cheap coffee, which then I understand, like, putting cream and sugar in it probably does make it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you can definitely come across some coffee that's like a day old, and you're like, yeah.
Have you had any coffee in the city? Local brewers in the city?
Yeah, Nicholas Coffee is in Market Square. That was my go-to a couple years ago, right when I first moved downtown. I was there all the time because I like to support local businesses.
Yeah, you have to.
Compared, like, Starbucks stuff is like crack. Like, you can have a half a cup of it and you'll be like super lit. But I like Nicholas. And then when Market Street Grocery moved in like 2 years ago, I'm gonna mess up this pronunciation, but L'Occleome. It's a Philadelphia coffee.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know how to pronounce it though the right way.
But they carry it. It's really good. I like that, and their methods of making it are a little bit more deep. They put a little bit more time into it.
Yeah.
So you begin to appreciate coffee a lot more.
Absolutely.
When
You can tell
realize it's
such
not
a difference between like a regular, like a fucking Keurig compared to like a French press.
Yes.
Like if you want to get like super wild, they make like AeroPresses now. Do you know what that is?
No, never heard of it.
An AeroPress is kind of like a hydraulic pump where it's like a mix between a French press, but you pour this coffee in this like plastic, almost looks like this water container you're holding, and it has a plunger on the top, and it just takes a second, and you press it down, and it's supposed to be the best, richest.
Extracting it.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck it is.
I've seen like it looked like a science at market. It looked like a science experiment.
Yeah, the drip.
Yeah. No. I mean, I believe it was a little bit more than a drip. It had like a little candlelight on the left, the pot that boiled, then it came through a tube, and then it came over.
That's I think that's a real hardcore drip.
Okay.
That's not that like pour over type shit.
Yeah, no, this isn't a pour over. But like I've had all those, and sometimes you go to places and it'll be like a pot of coffee. You'll order like a pot of coffee. It'll be like $20 at a restaurant.
Yeah,
just because they can't justify like charging $10 a glass. Like, oh, let's just get them like 4 cups. But
I agree.
Yeah, it is good though.
I'm a coffee guy though, for sure now.
Same. I get in trouble because I drink way too much of it, and then my stomach hurts all day.
Yeah.
I love just the taste. I should just drink decaf, but
it's not the same.
It's not.
It ain't. There's no reason. There's no reason to buy decaf coffee ever.
Yeah, especially when the little caffeine does come through.
Yeah, it comes through in the time. Actually, we're sitting here fucking talking for 10 minutes. Tell everyone who you are.
Yeah, my name's Cody Baker. I co-founded a event group called Creatives Drink, and then I'm a photographer, mostly food and restaurant beverage downtown. But I also take pictures of whatever I need to get the check as well. Yeah. Portraits,
secure the bag.
Whatever it may be. And then I work with all the restaurants on social media and like their presence and consulting when it comes to their platforms. But I also pitch restaurants and hotels event concepts and try and do that too as well at night. So pictures during the day, events and parties at night. And then Creatives Drink is like the major brand that that's kind of like my baby.
And how long's that been going on?
2 years.
2 years.
Yep. Yeah, 2 years. We started at Howl at the Moon, which is like a bar down literally a block away. We got a friend of ours, Cassandra, actually got a free happy hour there. So you got like 2 or 3 drinks for $1.
Yeah.
And we just utilized that. We're like, all right, let's just do an event like that. We called it Creatives Drink TOO. It was Creatives Drink 2.
Okay.
And then from there, we were going to dish it, not do it anymore. But me and Chancellor, who I found it with, he was like, yo, let's do one more time. And then we kind of branded in the Creatives Drink. And we started back up with 3. We never actually did a 1. And now we're working on our 9th one here, which should hopefully be in the next couple months.
Yeah, and it kind of leveled up pretty quickly, right?
Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty easy whenever it's just free drinks.
Yeah,
and it's free to get in.
People really don't have an excuse. They don't need an excuse to go drink for free.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean the free aspect of it definitely. Like the first one that we did wasn't for free. It was like $1 drinks, and from there you ran out your ticket to the paid one with drinks. We did the free aspect because we're afraid that no one was going to come. Like it was really just a theme, but then it kind of clicked, and it was like, holy shit, like this is actually, no one goes out and gets free drinks. And then we taught in the local aspect of it. And kind of every event since we've realized more and more what the brand really is.
Yeah.
And kind of grew into what it is today.
That's what's up. So as far as like your first event compared to the events now, like what's the difference in like attendance?
Yeah, I mean, with Creatives Drink in general, when we started, we did Creatives Drink 2. Maybe 25 people came up. That might be a stretch.
25.
Yeah, if I'm lucky. I think 5 people might have came, but I'm going to hopefully say 25 because I don't know how many people snuck into the little
That's
section.
all right.
Yet.
That's
But,
all right.
And then from there, we had 100 people show up at our next one at the Vandal. That was kind of like surprising. I was like, damn, like, okay, this worked. It was kind of like a quick, like, we just called the Vandal, like, hey, like, what do you want us to, like, can we do this, blah, blah, blah. Set it up. I remember, like, the Shot 4 and 2 guys came, and I'm like, this was, like, my first event ever. Like, well, it was my third or fourth, but, like, first Creators Drink event, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, we're lit. Like,
Yeah, that's dope for sure.
Yeah, and then we moved on to our next one at Constellation Coffee, right up the hill. And that was when it hit me. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, there's people here. Like,
Yeah,
I
you
think,
got something here.
Yeah, we filled it up. The guy that lived above the store, sorry, I don't think you'll ever hear this, but if he does, I'm sorry, sir. He was mad. I remember we kept getting complaints about noise, and that was kind of, there's a picture of me that Chance took where my face is just like, whoa. And that was when I was like, okay, cool. Like, we got to put more time into this and actually make this something.
Yeah,
as
some
it is.
potential here.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's listening, Chance is Chancellor Humphreys.
Yep.
And he runs Keep Pittsburgh Dope as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a popular page. I'm sure people
a lot of
have
street
came
style
across
photography.
it. But okay, so let's. I mean, we know you run all that now. Let's go back to the beginning. Like, where did you grow up at?
So I grew up in Beaver County, a school district called Blackhawk. It's like 45 minutes west. It's really just like a small, I don't even know how to describe it, a really kind of
Yeah, it's just like
bland neighborhood.
Yeah,
it has
it's
like an
nothing like-
Applebee's and a Gecko.
yeah,
like,
it's nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So like you said you're 24 years old.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so 24. You went to Blackhawk. Like in elementary school and shit. Like what was a typical day for you?
Dude, I mean, what's funny is like, well,
Is that a funny question?
It
What
is
was your
kinda
typical
weird. I
day in
don't even-
elementary school?
I think video games.
Yeah,
Maybe
like-
soccer. No, tons of soccer actually. I feel like I didn't get into video games until I was like in high school. But my whole life, even like I remember the two major parts. Like playing soccer was like my sport that I played like all the way up
Okay.
to college.
Yeah.
I remember the concept of me playing soccer. Someone was like, "Yo, you should come play like soccer," and I was like, "I'm never gonna play soccer." But I kind of jumped into it, and I
Yeah.
remember that day. I don't even know how old I was, but I remember I was like, "Damn!" Like I don't know why I just said yes, but I'm gonna do it. And then like that moment happened, and then I look my junior year of high school. I transferred high schools my senior year of high school, and I went to Lincoln
yeah.
Park. It was a performing arts school, like 20 minutes west.
Okay.
And it was the same feeling. I printed out the application because you had to apply. It was like a performing arts school. You had to have like a major there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why the hell I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And best decision I've ever made.
I bet.
And it was a place in Midland, which is the same thing. I think our school was across the street from a nuclear power plant.
Oh yeah.
But that was, it kind of, I don't know, I'm just kind of talking in a big circle here, but
That's all right.
same, like that was kind of another turning point in my life. And I used to think I was going to be like an architect, but then
Yeah.
that school kind of introduced me into like 3D animation and like special effects, which then kind of leads into the rest of my life. But yeah,
We gotta rewind this some more.
yeah, effects. I don't know, I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's all right. So elementary school, you were playing sports and shit like that.
Yep.
Now, you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have a sister. She's 2 years younger than me, and
Okay.
she played soccer too. And she changes her mind every year, but I think she's trying to be a teacher right now.
I mean, it's crazy that people. I mean, I literally bring this up on every single podcast because like my goal for this is to just like do something bigger with it, and I mean, everyone's goal in life is to be able to do something they love and pay your bills with it.
Facts.
And I mean, I tend to ask people like ask them. I mean, I always bring up school, and I think it's just nuts that people assume that someone that's 14, 15, or 16 could choose what they're going to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Agreed.
Especially with being kind of like reined in by older people that have grown up in a generation before that is just like go to school, get a secure job, have a family,
Yep.
have
No,
kids,
exactly. I
die.
agree. Yeah.
And people just are afraid to stray from that. But middle school, so still played soccer. You said up till college.
Yeah.
Like, what was middle school like for you? Like, did you do?
I mean, I always liked to draw. I was always like very creative. I was definitely
Okay.
like quiet and like to myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. I was definitely in the same mindset as well. Like I never thought that I would be able to like take on a path of being creative, but I knew like I at least enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of veered away from it and just went to soccer. And then like really soccer was like my everyday thing. I would do that, and then I wouldn't say until like my junior year of high school or even my sophomore year of high school, I started to like not really care about soccer and start to care more about like not even photography because I don't even like doing that. Drawing. I was really into like architecture and designing like 3D CAD like machine parts and like, shit like that.
That's what I do for a living.
Yeah, so I was doing that, taking like AutoCAD classes. I really enjoyed it because I like the platform, like the programs. Yeah. But I realized that I was always taking the parts and like making them abstract and like messing with them and messing with all like the effects and stuff that you would have.
Yeah, going a little bit deeper.
Yeah, like in 3D Max for anyone that's ever into architecture programs. But 3D Max had a lot of like 3D and like more. It was used for movies mostly. So I started doing that, and then that's when I came across like Vimeo and like people like making art and videos of like just 3D abstract shapes with like really cool ass music, and that's when I was like, oh shit! And I did that for like a year, and that kind of transitioned me into photography and doing videos and all that in my senior year of high school when I transferred.
This was in high school. Whenever you transferred, that's whenever you like kind of switched the focus from sports into
I mean,
creative.
I still played soccer and still tried,
but I mean, like instead of like focusing like every 100% of your like wake up soccer, eat soccer, it's like you start thinking about some other shit.
Yeah, definitely. Like I started really starting to put up videos. I mean, even when I played soccer earlier in high school, I feel like I'm learning more things about myself just talking about it. I forgot all about this. Yeah, I used to edit like soccer montages.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, that was whenever the architecture and like 3D parts and the video editing all came together, and I started making those. And then in order to like make 3D shapes and incorporate them into like real footage that I shot, I needed a camera.
Yeah.
So that I bought I didn't buy anything DSLR price back then.
Yeah.
But I got a DSLR for my birthday or for Christmas. I believe like my whole family chipped in. I got a camera, and then I never used it.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until into college when I finally picked up my camera
and started to like
moved into the next kind of jump there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like whenever you were real young, like me and my friends used to make like videos and shit back in the day. Like, was that something you did?
Yeah, like I would do like the Call of Duty montages, the soccer ones.
Okay.
There's always really dope like Call of Duty edits that had 3D components into them. Whether that was like a cinematic clip of like, you know, a PC.
Like a gunshot, like the flame.
The bullet, like I could do that and add the little fire and shit, and then like
that's dope.
Quick cut it into like a clip. But I could never work back then. It was a little bit difficult. You'd have to buy like an external recorder to get your Call of Duty clips, and I don't even know if I was that good at it anyways. But I just enjoyed making the clips and trying to get those views.
Yeah, for sure.
And actually build an audience like on YouTube and stuff.
That's dope.
But that was the most I ever did at high school and. Until junior year of high school, and then my senior year, I didn't really do too much. I just played soccer and then just kind of focused on like creating my own thing.
Yeah.
Remember, I got Instagram my senior year of high school. I don't know why.
Oh, senior year you got it.
Yeah, so in 2012 I got Instagram, and I feel like I remember digging back deep and being like, damn, what the hell was I posting? But that I feel like I just started figuring out my
identity. I remember the first time I had it. I was actually with Maddie.
Okay.
We were in California, and we were driving home from the airport, and I just got it. My first picture I think posted was a picture of his dad.
That's hilarious.
Did you get good grades in school?
No. I feel like I got like C's. I did good in all my art classes, but no, science, English. I wish I paid attention to English because my grammar and writing would be a lot better. And
Me too.
Definitely need that now. Instead of hiring people to do copyright, but no, I never paid attention to them. To me, it was to my immature high school self. It was pointless.
Yeah, it's just the way your mindset is in high school. It's like in history class, like I didn't give a shit who did this or who did that. I was there to get my attendance.
Yep.
Go
be
and
nice
leave
to the
after
teachers
that.
so that they would help me out when I asked for
exactly. You just got to be nice to people.
Mm-hmm.
And you were just, just had to be a people person in school too to get through.
Yep.
Especially if you didn't give a shit. But now it's like we're older now. It's like I wish I knew a lot of that shit. It's like
I wasn't doing anything else. I don't know why I didn't try.
Yeah, like we were just sitting there dicking around.
It's you're stuck in that room regardless. Why not get good grades? You would have got more money for college.
Exactly. That's exactly it. But no one could tell kids back then nothing.
Nope.
But they still expect people to guess what they want to do back then.
True.
Regardless, though, getting up into high school, like what made you switch from one school to another.
I remember I just saw a super wild video on Vimeo that just blew my mind. Like I just remember it, like it was just super touching. Like it was like some German video. It was just super like composited. Like it was like people. I don't even know how to describe it. Like more or less, like it was like 5 clips that transitioned. And, like someone would be breakdancing, but then as he would spin off his head, he would just float. And like the concept of like it wasn't like reality.
Yeah, it was just very, very like different.
Yeah, like that was just like, damn, like this is cool. Like,
so you've obviously like been a fan of like, you're a big fan of art, because like I'm looking around your house right now and you got all kinds of shit in here that's like, I would say it's artistic.
Thanks.
You know?
But yeah, no, it's exactly like what I'm getting at. Like this was like one of my first, no one can see this because we're just talking, but we're looking at a print that I did.
Is this called 9 Lives, right?
Yes. Yeah, that I did with Social Status.
Okay.
And it's just surreal images of my friend like falling and jumping off a roof or buildings. Anything that would make it seem like, yo, there's no way he did that.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do that. But that
to be able to make it look like that is the goal.
The fact that I can like trick people, or at least have someone like sit on an image and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, like, is he really like? This is a picture of someone with his toes hanging over, leaning 45 degrees off of a fucking building,
like 20-story building.
Yeah, I might take a picture of this just to post it on the Instagram.
Yeah, I could send you all the high-res images. You can
that
use
works,
them.
and
Yep.
I'll definitely do that because, so like you digitally enhance that so it looks like that.
Yeah. So essentially, like, you would take pictures. You would take your scene, like the scenario, and then you'd be like, okay, where on earth should so no one sit on this edge or whatever, and then you would recreate that same scene but on a more safer scale. And then just composite them together.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was actually like I was in. So like to kind of track back into this will make sense. Once I went to Point Park, the first 2 years of college were like a waste. Like I just worked a lot. Like I worked at a restaurant. And I worked like 50 hours a week. Just
what restaurant?
NOLA on the square. It was a New Orleans restaurant in Market Square.
Did you enjoy it?
No, I hated it. I love talking to people. Like I enjoyed like meeting people and doing all that, but I hated having to check in and out and not being able to leave a certain time because of someone else. Yeah. Especially whenever most managers are like power hungry and like just love.
I'm always curious to ask people's jobs because like you have shitty jobs growing up. It's curious.
No, I always worked in industry. That's what my mom's a waitress. I worked at a Wendy's like for a year when I was in high school, and then I worked at another restaurant, little boutique style restaurant near back home. Same story.
Yeah.
It's quick. It's easy money. You don't really have to talk to anyone else other than new people.
Yeah.
So you can find ways to enjoy it. And I did that until my junior year of college.
That's what's up. So you said your first 2 years were like kind of a waste?
Yeah. I feel like I just didn't pay attention in class.
What were you majoring in?
Digital arts. Okay. So pretty much like what I learned in high school is that I did enjoy 3D stuff. And then when I went to Lincoln Park that senior year, I took film classes and like 3D animation classes and hand-drawn animation. And in Point Park, I ended up having a major for that called digital arts.
Okay.
And the first 2 years of it was a lot of film, like a lot of the classes you have to get out of your way, which I once again just didn't really care about. So borderline, definitely was about to lose my scholarship. And then I took a photography class.
Wait.
Yeah.
You can't just be like, I was about to lose my scholarship.
Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention.
What did you have a scholarship for?
Oh, I had a scholarship. Yeah, true. I had a scholarship for what I'd been doing in high school and like all the videos and everything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I submitted those to Point Park. I remember I sat down with them. You present all your previous work, what your goals are, and I got like a $28,000 scholarship for animation and like film. But it's $42,000 a year to go to Point Park.
Yeah.
It's fucking expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was the only school I knew that I could go to college classes and have fun classes.
Yeah,
so I didn't really
stuff that you
care.
wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now, we have to go back a little bit. So, like, obviously, if you're making things that you're submitting to Point Park, which is, like, pretty prestigious school, and you're getting scholarships, you had to get kind of, I mean, you were pretty nice with your skills.
I just sat on my computer every day.
Is that all pretty much it was? Was just, like, hands-on experience?
Yeah, just practicing, watching videos on YouTube, seeing... I mean, more or less, it was always just videos of certain it was very abstract videos with really cool music that I would come across.
Yeah.
That I would merge together, and a lot of 3D stuff being composited into film in downtown, and like example, I have like a video I remember I shot in Smallman Smallwood Street, like down in the strip of like their main street, and I had like this weird abstract like blob kind of float through the street. And it looked really real. And like shit like that, I would just keep doing those over and over, and I'd submitted those to Point Park to be like, hey, I can use the program, I can use a camera.
Yeah, pretty much just like, it's pretty much what any like diploma is. It's just like validating that you're able to be trained like a fucking monkey.
Exactly.
That's ain't that terrible?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Now that I think about it, I didn't really look at it like that back then.
The more and more that I talk to people, it's like the more and more that I like kind of just like come across myself. You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying earlier. Like I feel like I didn't even think about half of this.
It's like people, they want to. You're supposed to go to high school and shit like that, but in reality, like 50% of the kids or more are not paying attention.
Definitely.
It's just like we're able to learn. We're able to learn and like follow a fucking template, and it's just a wild. I mean, it's a wild system that we're in. It is. I'm sorry, I got that into a serious note.
No, you're good. But yeah, no, like. I got, from doing all that in high school, that got me my scholarship. I wasted my first 2 years of it. I wouldn't say it was a waste. I learned a lot about life.
Yeah.
Like financial responsibilities just in general. It makes you eat every day. Don't go 2 days without eating type shit. Like stupid stuff like that you learn. And then my junior year of college, I took a photography class because I needed to just pick up my camera that I said I hadn't used since high school because I barely did. And that was when I started taking pictures of my friends. And then our final project of that class was to do a series of 9 images that were that you took a couple months on. So I knew I was going to get whooped on. It wasn't a competition, but just I guess my ego. I was like, I need to have something cool to stand out because everyone else is actually a photographer here.
For sure.
I did all these 9 live pictures.
Now, where did you get the name 9 Lives?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like I shot all these images. I shot like 30 of those. I chose 9, and then it was like, all right, it's Max dying. My buddy Max is the model in it. My buddy Max technically could have died 9 times, and I just thought of, I think a commercial, I'm not gonna lie, I think a commercial for cat food was on.
Dude,
I said that in a previous interview before, and I remember someone called me after like, yo, you just made that up, and I'm dead ass. Like,
I don't think you did. I think that is a valid.
I remember a cat commercial, and I remember knowing
that's a brand. I'm pretty sure it's a brand. 9 Lives.
It was a movie too as well. A cat movie came out last year called 9 Lives. It might be a food too, but
that's ridiculous.
And I remember I was like, okay, bet. Like I'm just gonna call it 9 Lives.
Yeah, that's a dope name.
Yeah,
and it's like it flows with the concept.
Yeah. And I sat on those images. So like I passed the class. Like I finished. I actually enjoyed that class. I finished that, and then I remember this is when I met Chance. Like Chance would always go to Social Status. That was always like a pretty hot place to go to downtown. Just to hang out. I remember I would meet Chance every once in a while. I ended up meeting the manager of Social Status, and then I don't know what got in my head. I was like, yo, I need to do an event. I want to do an event. I want something to do.
Yeah.
That was whenever I pitched what would be the Social Status downtown on this 9 Lives because he's wearing streetwear clothing and all of it.
Yeah.
So we just kept this. It was a first Friday or Thursday, I believe. It was a Thursday art show, whatever they do downtown.
I don't know.
Art crawl. It might have been a Thursday. I hope it was. I wouldn't even remember.
That's all right.
But then we just hung up. We took a bunch of clothes down and just hung up the pictures in between clothes and had a DJ. And I bought a bunch of free booze because I was afraid no one was going to come once again.
Yeah.
And
got to lube up everyone's will to drag their ass down somewhere.
Yeah, and I remember that a ton of people came, and I honestly do think it was because of half of it was for the alcohol. But like when it comes to art crawls downtown, like you find the best one that's not too hot, that has free beer, and has decent art and good music. So I was like, this art is, I mean, it's mine, so obviously I'm going to think it's cool, but it's not bad. The space is dope, the music's dope, and there's free beer. So people hung out, and all the pictures I got of it were like popping. Like it looked like it was lit, and it kind of started clicking there again.
Yeah, like there's potential to do this shit.
Creative's Drink actually started after 9 Lives.
Okay.
I know I'm like going all over the place, but I did.
That's all right.
I did this 9 Lives event at Social Status. It was my first ever event that I really did.
No. Wait, 9 Lives was just one event?
9 Lives was the photos that I put together. And
but like,
it was just one party.
Okay.
One party at Social Status on a Thursday, I believe from 6 to 10 on an art crawl night.
Okay.
And then that's what made me think that was a huge transition after I finished that. Because then I'm sitting on all these pictures. I had to show its Social Status. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I guess I just got to keep making shows and galleries. And that's whenever you throw yourself into a creative block.
Yeah.
And then you're struggling every day to think of a new concept. And then you're like, all right, well, now I'm fucked. But
now, why do you say that, though?
Well, I come up like I'm very hard on myself when it comes to like what content I put out because I want to make sure I don't do the same thing over and over.
Anyone that creates anything good.
Yeah. It eats me alive to like see other people do it and for me to even think things and be like, no, dude, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
But next thing is like, okay, cool. You need to make another set of images so that you can get a venue so you can have a party and have a DJ.
So just constantly like outdoing yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you have to outdo yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
So
else you're going to be stagnant.
Yeah. So the next thing was on. It took me months. But in those months, I met Chance, and that was whenever Creatives Drink TOO or Creatives Drink 2 came up. And we did that. And then that kind of hit me. I was like, yo, wait, we don't need art in every event. Like, we can just do events.
Yeah.
Like, our city still lacks it today, but I feel like it was lacking it even more back then. Like, there's not a ton of unique events to go to. For how small our city is, like, it's annoying to go to the same two bars every single week.
That's why we try to, I work at Threads.
Yep.
So, like, we throw events all the time. Like, we try to give another outlet to, like, obviously it's not like a stage AE or like a big name venue or something like that, but like a lot of the events that we're trying to do, we're trying to hold like a personal feel. Yeah. It's like just local support. Yeah, it's all it is networking. Yeah, exactly. It's like you got a local artist that's coming through for a listening party. Like we have people that are just like producers, photographers, like videographers, and it's just like you familiar with Xavier Art Like Us?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
So like Art Like Us, I remember the first time he came to
on
Threads.
Here, right?
No, he is going to be on here soon.
Okay, I saw a picture of him.
Oh yeah, he'll be on here soon enough. Nice. He's been making moves out in fucking the West Coast.
Yep,
taking pictures of Khaled and
everyone,
dude. And I always say that dude is definitely like one of the hardest workers in the city. Regardless, though, I remember whenever he showed up for his first event, and I was just like, the same way I explained it to you, it's like I explained to him. I was like, we just try to offer like an opportunity to network a different way, like not going to Starbucks and like seeing who's on their fucking computers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like all of us have somewhat of a similar mindset, whether people drinking, smoking, like everyone kind of likes the hip hop scene. Like there's some artwork that's infused with it all. Like we got things for artwork and artists. And I get what you're saying though. It's like there's not too many places that allow that.
No, and I mean, there's a lot of opportunities now, especially for all of us to come and meet, but now it's almost oversaturated in the extent where it's like, now there's like, I don't know, because I'm 24 now, so I've only been going out in downtown, not downtown, in Pittsburgh for like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot more events to go to now. But now I feel like there's at least 4 or 5 events a week that you can go and meet, so it's less saturated with meeting certain people compared to going to 5 different events and maybe meeting just a couple at each.
Yeah.
That makes sense? Yeah.
That's
like a main reason why Creatives Drink is so spaced out, because I never want anyone to be like, oh shit, well, like there was just one of those like recently, like I just saw everyone I just wanted to see. So
like we all kind of surround ourselves with like the same type of people that are in somewhat of the same lane.
Definitely.
It's like anyone that like, whether you're in like the music scene, like you're always going to need photographers, videographers, producers, things like that. Whether I'm in like I work at the clothing store, like we always are linking up with photographers, videographers. And if we're not doing that, we're throwing events for artists. So like we're meeting DJs. All those people. Yeah. DJs, everything. You got people like the Steelers and everything that are just coming and showing love, buying clothes from us and stuff like that. So it's like all of our creative juices flowing together in that room. Like that's what brings it all together.
That's what me and Chance realized too. Like we never, if anyone ever would come up to me and be like, oh, you guys just, how'd you come up with this all at once? I would be like, like only if it was that easy. Like I don't even think we realized what we created. And I'm not saying we're the only people, or that we're the only people that have ever made a networking event, but we realized like after doing a few events, we're like, holy shit, like it hit me the best whenever a girl that came to our very first, her name was Emily, came to our very first Creatives Drink. Yeah. Didn't know her, but she just showed up. So that kind of opened my brain. I was like, holy shit, like how do these people that don't know me, are they actually here? But that's just the power of social media.
That's what it was though, social media?
Hell yeah, that's the only thing we use.
Okay.
We just use Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our cameras and our own things.
Yeah, that was one of the main things that I was going to ask, was like, what was your main like marketing? It had to be social media.
Yeah, just social media. Never paid for a radio ad. Never been on TV. Never paid for a TV.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like
you never had to pay for advertising.
Exactly. press that we reached out to, we never got, but I've learned that I just didn't approach press correctly. And now, like, the press comes to you, and you get that for free, too, as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was something that we realized. We're like, oh, holy shit. Like, okay, no, what I was saying is, Emily showed up to the very first Creators Drink, and then she'd came to multiple before, and then, like, on our 5th one, she was our lead presenting sponsor for the whole event. And she presented, like, she came up with, pretty much I wouldn't say it's a foundation, but came up with, like, a group or, like, a place where musicians can go.
Yeah.
And they pretty much have all the resources they would need, from being a photographer to getting album artwork finished, to recording, to singing lessons, all of that. Pretty much a one-stop shop. You can go to her agency or whatever it may be. Sorry, Emily, I don't remember the exact term for it, but she presented that, and she launched that alongside our Creators Drink 5.
And what's that called?
It was called Mike PGH.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Mike PGH, and then we did it at Mattress Factory, and that was our 5th one on Cinco de Mayo. But that clicked, and me and Chance were like, holy shit, like, you do realize, like, the girl that we met at our very first one just helped us organize and partnered with us to throw our 5th one.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was right after the coffee shop one that I said, I was like, oh shit, like, people showed up. Like,
so everyone is leveling up more and more.
Everyone, I've been thankful enough to be like, damn, I didn't expect this. Like,
now rewind this a little bit though. Like, what was your process for you and Chance to, like, put something like this together? You guys were just like,
dude, it's amazing. Like, I guess it's like kind of like that, like the age that, I mean, even though it's just a year ago that, but a lot of people like helping us. Like, in a sense of like, yo, wait, why did I look back at it now and be like, wait, why did they let us do that for free? And like, a lot of venues do it, will like let us. So pretty much you just need a venue, and then you have to work with your liquor sponsors and everyone else that you want to be the assets of the event. But you essentially need to find the right partners that are looking for the same exposure of the audience that you hold. So we kind of fill that out. And once you find that match, I don't want to give this 100% away, but once you find the match, once you find the venue match that really works with what you were trying to do, from there you can reach out to all the liquor sponsors. It's the same pitch that everyone does.
Spider web out from there.
Yeah. Hey, like, can we work this out? I need this much liquor. Blah, blah, blah.
And realistically, though, like, even in, like, I mean, the whole podcasting game, like I said, I did this 4 years ago, and there were some bigger name comedians that came through, and it's just like, you just got to ask people.
Yeah.
It's like the worst they could say is no, and if they don't say no, you find someone else. It's like you're a problem solver.
Exactly.
That's it.
Dude,
That's
I feel like how oblivious we were at throwing events got us to where we are today, because now I feel like I struggle even more trying to set up partnerships, because I'm almost like thinking too deeply into it. Be like, wait, how can I help you so you can do this for me for free, whenever I'm like almost missing the core aspect of like, it's a lot of trade-off because Creators Drink doesn't technically make too much money from our events. It's more or less like a community. Like, we do this for everyone else, but the end goal is like to keep building the Pittsburgh community.
Yeah, just building a brand together.
So 95% of the time, like, we're just working with brands that reach out to us and like, hey, we'd love to be a part. I'm like, perfect. Here's your table. Do whatever you would like. And then we work with them. We've been doing a lot better this year with working with like certain partners that actually make really cool experiences. And like we figured it out now. But starting up, it was a lot of like, oh, you want to be a part of it? Please. Like,
well, any of that shit that you're going to do, like any of the adversity that you face is just going to make you better. It's just going to, like, if you have some problems, you're just going to know what not to do the next time.
Yeah.
So,
which we've learned.
Yeah. I mean, people say you get thrown to the wolves, and like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, once you get thrown to the wolves, you figure out what you fuck up in the first place, and you just know that I'm never going to fuck that up again.
Yep.
It's like, and you just build off of that.
And it's cool too, because like when it comes down to the night, like, not saying nightlife industry as in like we're a club, because our stuff's from like 6 to 9, but like we deal with a drinking culture, clientele.
So it's the same type of people.
The people behind the bar are 10 times different than the people on the consuming side of the bar. So you have to be definitely, and I learned this from the restaurant industry as well, like some people have really bad days and you just got to let them like do their thing. And a lot of people are stressed because like hospitality workers, like they really do, hospitality isn't like food and drink, not hospitals, but they work crazy hours, so they do get really annoyed. So you got that was a huge learning curve. Like someone being really upset with us because it was loud. When in the meantime, I'm just like, okay, my bad, you have a headache. Like, I'm sorry, like, you know. But I just made that up. But you get what I'm saying.
That's
like,
funny.
You got
a ticket today. Way to be an asshole.
Yeah, like read people's emotions and everything too. Just learning how to work with certain people.
Yeah, absolutely. So you and him put this together, and like you just knew off the bat that he was someone that you could work with?
Dude, I mean, yeah, Chance. You know what's funny? Like that's a good question.
I don't know him at all.
No,
I've met him one time.
Yeah, I mean, it never ever crossed my brain of like, okay, cool. Like, should me and Chance continue to do this? Because me and Chance came up with the idea, and it's grown together. Always, like me and him, like hanging out, grabbing.
Yeah, it's
a
a
beer.
unit.
Yeah, like everything came up together. So it was never like, okay, like who's pulling more weight or anything like that. So everything has been so organic that it's been lucky that we haven't had to
and just smooth.
think of that. Yeah, it's like
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. So we've just been rolling with it, and now like it's a 10 times different story today and tomorrow than it was like last year, because like now we actually have like deals with companies and like we have partnerships that we have to keep up and like provide on our end. So now it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
shit to take in consideration.
yeah, like we actually have to sit down and think of like logical ways to bring in money now. Whenever before it was like, whatever, this is completely free. We didn't spend $1, no one else. You know what I mean? So
it's
if
like
it
you
doesn't
had nothing
work,
to lose back then.
Yeah.
But
But
I get what
we've-
you're saying now. That as it progresses, like you got more people that are being involved, gives you a bigger budget and shit like that, and like those people want
the right return.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it only makes sense.
Yep. So like now it's just more or less just conversations and just like trying to figure stuff out. But I think the past couple years of us doing smaller stuff and working on personal brands has taught us and gave us resources to contribute to Creative's Drink.
Yeah.
So definitely Creative's Drink is just one big combination of what me and Chance have, who we've met, who we've worked with, and what we've learned so far.
Now, as far as
Yeah, that was dope. I didn't remember that. I never thought of that.
yeah, you got to dig deep with all this shit. Like this is the goal. This
Yeah,
is
no,
the goal of
definitely.
it
This is
all. It's like everyone knows. Like I was saying before we even started recording this, like anyone who hears Cody Baker is gonna know Creative's Drink, and it's just like we all want to know like what the fuck like happened in the beginning and where it came from.
Yep.
So it's like you guys started this shit back then, and as it progressed, like it was basically just reaching out to different people and like kind of just like feeling different things out.
Yep. I mean, we've worked with a lot of the same brands, but I've learned in my personal work life that Pittsburgh is very small, so you end up working with someone, then you end up meeting their friend, you end up working with them, and you continue those relationships, and as long as you don't mess it up, you continue.
It's all about who you know.
Yep. So like that's been huge. When it comes to venues, that's been a learning curve. Just because like the LCB is wild, and you have to make sure you actually do.
Yeah, and I'm sure that that's so much shit that like people don't think of is like the whole liquor aspect of it all.
Yeah, like that was something that I didn't know. I mean, I still think that I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to liquor laws.
Yeah.
But I do. Like we now have like there's now people that we know that's their job. Like so we can ask them before we do it, and we work with a lot of people too. Like Christian Simmons is amazing when it comes down to like the liquor. He opened up PI Libations. He was the first private liquor store in Pennsylvania. Unless I'm misinformed here, but he had that's not possible in Pittsburgh. Like the only place you can buy liquor in Pennsylvania is at the liquor stores.
Yeah,
that's
liquor
controlled.
stores.
And like he's a privately ran company, so like he knows the rules, and like he's a huge person I go to talk to and just to learn and be like, hey, like how do I gotta do this?
That's
and
dope.
If a venue's like, oh, we need X amount of insurance, Christian be like, no, we don't. Like that's just they're being, you know. What I mean?
So it's just this guy that's like kind of like saving you on the back end that like knows the ins and out of it all.
Yeah,
it's like having a lawyer friend.
Yep. And it's cool because like Christian was one of the first people we reached out to because he was opening his store, and we've been working with him ever since.
And where's that at?
Strip District.
That's
on
dope.
like 20th, 22nd, 21st. Sorry,
Somewhere
Christian.
around there.
It's
Hey.
It's around. It's on
Go
one of
down
the main
there.
streets.
Hey, walk around, find
yeah,
something
right
nice
next to the
down there.
Mexican joint.
Yeah.
But it's no. He opened up like pretty much like almost a year ago, if that.
That's definitely
and he keeps
dope.
adding brands now.
Now, besides for Creative's Drink, what's your main moneymaker in the daytime? Like, obviously, you're not planning events every single day.
I mean, to be honest, I kind of am now. Like most of my
I phrased that wrong.
Yeah.
You're not planning Creative's Drinks every single day.
I'm sorry. No, Creative's Drink is like, damn, I mean, okay. During the day, I take pictures. I work with a lot of restaurants downtown.
Yeah.
I pretty much am like a social media manager, photographer, content curator.
Yeah, so what you were saying before.
Exactly. I don't even know what the hell the technical term is. I try and be a complete open resource for everyone in a restaurant that hires me and I just try and help them out as many ways as possible. So I'm always bouncing back and forth between like Velazzi's, Talia, Mark Street Grocery, just restaurants downtown that I work for.
Yeah.
Working with restaurants that I do my smaller events, so like the smaller line of events that I produce. Working with them, whether that's just like the meetings that you have to go through, and meeting with liquor reps, meeting with partners for those.
Yeah.
I would say like half my life is taking pictures, and the other half's doing meetings from
That's dope.
9 to 5, and then at the other afterwards, it's executing the events or any shoots, anything. I don't know.
Just
My
making
life,
sure
I don't,
shit goes
making sure shit goes smoothly all the time.
I bet.
I'm a worrywart, so I'm always worrying about, did I make this? Did I
just
not
like
do this correctly?
on
or-
your phone, looking at shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's almost insane. Like, it almost drives me slightly insane, but I've now learned that it's not that serious, and shit definitely just hit the fan and be completely different tomorrow morning. But
yeah.
you have a little bit more control over it than I used to think. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
see
yeah.
when things are going south with certain clients and all. You know what I mean? That's just dealing with life in general.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Creatives Drinks is another event, and then you have other smaller events. One I just seen on your social media that T.I. showed up.
Oh,
at.
yeah. So, yeah, like I said earlier, like I pitch party concepts to restaurants, properties, hotels.
Yeah.
And I work with Kimpton and the Commoner, which is the restaurant side of Kimpton. I'm pretty much like on a monthly party basis with them now. When it's cold, we do a party in their restaurant that the Commoner called Blind Tiger.
Okay.
And it's a prohibition-focused event. Let me rephrase that. The cocktails are prohibition like inspired, like the
Yeah.
ingredients. But the cocktail glasses and the cups and everything that they're used, like the presentation of all the beverages and the food is just like super OD. Like we have mini bathtubs.
Really?
Like there's drinks that come in mini bathtubs. There's drinks that come in flasks, like glass flasks that you can take home.
That's dope. Oh, I seen one on the picture.
Yeah, we have stuff like that. There's some that come in like camping cups.
That's dope.
Dude. We have a drink.
Now,
coming-
is this things that I'm sorry I interrupted you right there?
very good.
Is this like? Do you come up with pretty much every aspect of that?
No, I work. It's all partnerships.
Okay.
Like for example, Alex Dando, he's the bartender at the Common at the Kimpton.
Okay.
Literally, like I'll tell him, I'm like, hey, let's do this party this date, and then he'll hit me back and be like, yo, like this is what's really trendy right now. What if we did something like this?
Oh, that's cool
And
though.
he pretty much lays out a ton of concepts,
and you just
then,
pick what you like.
Yeah, and I'm just like, dude, this is sick. What if we did it like this? But 99% of the time, Alex is like, yo, this is what we should do, and I'm like, yeah, that's fucking wild.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
can do
that's
that.
his
Like, let's do it.
profession. I mean,
Yep.
you got to go with it.
Exactly. Like I love cooking and making drinks. Like I love doing that side of it, but I'm nowhere at the point I'm at right now.
You yourself, you're a chef. You like it?
I mean, I don't chef for mad people, but
Obviously.
for myself, yeah. No, I do like to cook and make drinks. Like if you have my friends that come over all the time, like I feel like I enjoy cooking a bunch of food
Yeah,
and making drinks. And
just
shit for my
looking around
friends.
your house, like you have a fucking stand-up bar right there. You got I see an ice bucket. I see a mixing glass, liquor bottles. So like, obviously, you like your
Yeah, no,
your
I
drinks.
love to host,
Yeah.
which I guess makes sense considering all the parties that I do. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm at no point in my career right now where I should be like, oh, I designed this whole cocktail menu and the food menu. As much as I would love to do that, but there's people that get paid already
that part of it.
And it leaves me right now to worry on the actual, like, still to getting better with events myself.
Yeah.
I don't think my events are anywhere where they could be yet. So I would rather keep working on that. So we're at the point with those.
Any good person at their profession will say something like that. Like, so
Hopefully.
that's
Yep.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Now, Blind Tiger, you guys were having this event. So like, what?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it was honestly like Blind Tiger's chill. Like it's not a rager. Like hundreds of people don't show up.
Yeah.
The goal is literally it's Thursday night. The goal is come get really be in a really photogenic scene. Low key, get your Instagram content up. You know what I mean? We have a mini bathtub like there's a photo booth. All the drinks are photogenic. There's no reason why you can't go there and just take like 20 pictures and
Yeah.
like. And obviously, that's not the only reason why I do it. But to me, like if it's a Thursday night party,
that's
like
a good way to market.
yeah, exactly. To me, it's just like, okay, cool. If people take pictures of my drinks, and obviously they're going to be like, okay,
And that's the
cool.
world
Where do
we're
I get
living
that
in now.
picture? Exactly. So
It's like everyone wants to take a selfie. Someone could be fucking dead on the side of the road, and
Yep.
someone is gonna take a picture.
Dead
of that.
ass. Yep.
100%.
yeah. So I incorporate that. It's just a chill party. But I remember my buddy Max was just sitting there, and he was like, "Yo, T.I., I think T.I. just popped his head through the window." we have curtains because like a speakeasy, like you're supposed to like open the curtains. It doesn't really look. You don't know there's a party down there unless you hear the music, but you have to peek through your head through the curtains to see that there's a party.
Try to get the environment going.
Yeah, but we curtain off the whole room. And I don't know why, but my friend was just happened to look up there, and Max was like, "Yo, like I'm pretty sure I just saw T.I." And no one believed them. And then like 3 dudes walked on the stairs, and I'm like, wow, well those dudes are definitely rich. Like their chain's just crazy. Like you already know. You're like, all right, cool. All right, this could be T.I.
Yeah.
And then, but like everyone played it. And it was T.I. And then we're like, okay, shit, that's T.I. Like, should I say what's up, or should we just let him go?
Yeah, play it cool.
Yeah. And everyone was like, yo, don't talk to him. Just let it rock. And I'm like, bet, like I like T.I., but I'm not like some huge T.I. fan.
Yeah.
So no one talked to him. It was cool. No one at the whole party actually went up to him and was like bugging him or anything.
Oh, that's dope then.
And then we realized he got comfortable. He took his jacket off, and he started like our people at a DJ, and he put a couple T.I. tracks on, and then we saw him like dancing and shit. We're like, all right, bet, like he's lit, like we did it.
Yeah,
and he was there for a minute. He was there for probably an hour and a half. And then as he left, I was like, yo, like if you don't mind, like I just want to say thanks for coming through. Like I do this with Pete. Why the fuck are you in Pittsburgh? And he was like, oh, I'm speaking at Pitt. And
really?
Yeah, he spoke at Pitt, I believe, or Carnegie Mellon. I'm pretty sure it's Pitt though. He spoke at Pitt.
That's wild.
That same night, and he was staying at Kimpton. So when he got back from Pitt, he just heard the music and just happened to poke his head through.
That's dope.
It wasn't
though.
like I shot T.I. a text.
I mean, that's cool, though,
Yeah,
but it's like right place, right time.
Yeah,
Obviously,
exactly.
it was a dope enough event that he was
Thank
like,
you.
fuck yeah, I'm going to come through.
And then like people, I had a couple other people there that we're working with this year. I don't want to give away the brand yet.
That's fine. I'm not going to
no, it's cool. We're working with them, and he came in. One of the guys came in from Chicago, and then the girls working with Pittsburgh. They were like, "T.I.'s at your fucking party," and that was the first time they came to Blind Tiger.
So that was a good move.
Yeah, I was about to pitch them on the rest of the events this year.
Well, that's it.
And then
that's a wrap.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's get it. And like they ended up paying for like T.I.'s tab, which obviously like didn't have T.I.'s rich as hell, doesn't need it, but. He was like talking to everyone, talking to my friends.
Yeah.
And, like the people, some of T.I.'s like clique that was with him, like ended up coming back to my place after. And we were just chilling like on the after party. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, "What the fuck? Like,
yeah, random.
What just happened?"
Just
like,
on some random shit.
I was in Tampa the day before and I slept 2 hours the night before and I traveled. I had to leave Tampa like 3 in the morning and I got back at Pittsburgh at like 10.
Yeah.
And was in a meeting all day and was working. And I was like dead. I was like, dude, this Blind Tiger is gonna be trash. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember it. And I
Just one of them things where you just like don't even want to be there, and
I
you're just
didn't.
like dead.
And then what do you know? Fucking T.I. showed up, and I was like, bet.
Just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dope though. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like you're humble about it, but like your events are pretty sick. Like
Thanks.
you've had like the museum.
Yep.
Like I wasn't there, but I mean, I saw all the pictures and like all my friends going.
Which one?
Like,
Hans History?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just like it looks fucking crazy there.
Thanks, but yeah, Hans History Center is cool.
What are you gonna do without your star DJ now?
I know, man.
Pete Butta is moving to New York.
He already did.
Oh, he's gone already.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, I mean, he's still gonna come back. Pete said he's coming back for whenever we need him. So
Well, that's dope then.
I don't expect him to come back for like a Kimpton party, but
Yeah.
he DJ'd the T.I. party. That was like kind of like I try to use that as like my peace, Pete. Like
Yeah.
see you later. But he'll still be back for Creative's Drink. We're actually working on getting DJs that everyone is fully aware of to as well DJ at these next Creative's Drinks. So
Like bigger name people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil that either.
No, don't spoil it.
We have a lot of cool shit lined up. And
I know that's why I'm
people
not
still be a
gonna.
part.
I'm not gonna ask you about like a bunch of like the new shit because
Yeah.
like obviously.
Well, I want to talk about it, but I need to wait till the confirmations. You know.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
understandable.
But no, we're looking to do a Creative's Drink here literally the first Thursday of May. We've been really dealing with a struggle with securing the venue that we were working with had just some permitting issues and
Yeah.
it kind of held us back a lot, and we also went over New Year's Eve with it. So like it pushed us back like 2 months. So we've been kind of like, okay, cool, like when's the next Creative's Drink and where? So we're hopefully any hour now or maybe any day. I should get to go from this next place, and then
Well,
we
that's
should have a
dope
next
then.
Creative's Drink CD9 here in May.
CD9.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. I mean, like came a long way.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like your parents, like what do they think about like
I think
what
they're
you're
very proud.
doing?
Yeah, my mom and dad are proud. They don't know what the hell I'm doing. My grandparents are hilarious. Like they have no idea.
I
what
know
the
that
hell-
gotta
I can't
be-
I can't explain it because like they don't like no one gets it. They see the pictures. They see the people came. I text them, tell them I get paid, and then they're like, all right, cool.
It doesn't matter though, because it's not like you're not at a company where you're going there every day 9 to 5, and you're not like punching a fucking clock. So like our parents just will never understand any sort of creative outlet at all.
True.
I mean, like
I don't think until this year my grandparents quit worrying about if I was going to lose a client, and then or like if you know what I mean, or if a retainer was going to get cut in half, or like anything like that. Now I can like call them and be like, everything's cool.
Yeah,
like, we got it.
Good.
Yeah, we're gonna do this, and they don't know the difference between a Kimpton party and Creative's Drink, but they know I'm doing an event. And they call me the next day and be like, "Did people come?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was packed." Or you know what I mean? Or tell them, and then they'll be like, "All right, cool." And then we'll just keep talking about something else.
Have your parents or your grandparents came to any of your events?
Nine Lives, the very first social status event, and then I did another one, the Cocktail Image, same idea, but I ended up doing one of those with Market Street Grocery. I did like a block party essentially.
Yeah,
my dad came to that. Like just.
That's dope, though.
It's a lot of younger kids, so they don't think they should come.
No, that's understandable. It's like the parents at the back of a concert.
Yep.
They're just like bringing their kids there, and they're just sitting there.
And I do like the block parties. I've done 2 years of those. Like they'll come.
Yeah.
To those
So explain what that is.
Yeah, I mean, my mom comes to those a lot because that's actually nice out and it's submerged.
Yeah.
So like what I was just saying, I did a cocktail party. I mean, I did a cocktail. It was a cocktail party of pictures of cocktails. There we go. At Market Street Grocery, called Sip, and it was all manipulated images of drinks like falling over, splashing on like the Nine Lives one you see, and the one you see up on my TV. And I'll send you all these too, so people know what the hell we're talking about. I did that. I shut a street down behind Market Street, and we essentially did a block party. Pete DJ'd it. We just had pictures up, and it was the same deal. And then I think it kind of got cold from there. And we came around to 2 years ago, which would have been spring. And I was like, I had a random idea. I was like, oh, fuck it. Let's just call this the block party and do it from like 6 to 10, whatever. The same exact hours that I've done all my art shows prior.
Yeah,
Let's just stick with the script. I bought balloons, like gold foil balloons that said block party that I strung across the street. And it was like one of those mini Facebook viral things that you know happen when you wake up the next day after you see it and you're like, oh shit, it's gonna be popping. Like, it was one of those. Like, we had like 1,000 people say they're coming, and I was like, bet, like here we are. And I was just gonna be a one-off.
And it was free to get in a block party?
Yeah, it's completely free. Block parties are free. Like, I get a permit to shut the street down, and you can just go and just. We have drinks outside, a grill outside, put a DJ outside. And I pitched at the market. The first one went really well, and then I was like, yo, let's just keep doing it. And then we're coming up on year 3. And we'll do those starting in April.
That's dope.
Yeah, we usually do them the last Thursday of March, so we should have one in like 2 or 3 weeks. But it's too cold, and it's not
fucking freezing outside right
it's
now.
Fucking terrible. I'm not having my first block party rained out because it rains every time I throw this party. So hopefully I have good juju this year.
That's understandable. Now, as far as like doing this block party, shit like this, it's like, what do you do whenever you're not working?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm always working. Like lately, I've been like trying to turn my brain off from it after like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Like after like once it gets like trying to turn off, but at the same time, I feel like I'm always thinking, or at least.
I mean, any creative person, I feel like it just got like a faucet of creative ideas running.
It really doesn't stop. I mean, I don't really think I ever do. I guess it just depends on like how much do I need to finish by this deadline.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some days, for example, like this week's cool. So like. Some weeks I'll be really busy. Some weeks will be really dead and just kind of laid back. But
feast or famine.
Yeah. So it depends. Literally, like every day is different. And that was something that scared me a lot prior. But now I've gotten a little bit more used to it and kind of can rely. Be like, okay, cool. Like, for example, Saturdays and Sundays aren't the weekend to me. But like a Tuesday could be like, all right, bet that's the weekend.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to gear my brain differently so that I do kind of worry about Monday through Friday. But now I'm starting to realize I don't like that concept, and I'm getting back into like my just whatever the fuck things need done, I'm gonna get them done and just keep it moving.
It's an entrepreneur's work schedule.
Yeah.
So whenever shit needs done, it needs done.
Yep.
Now, what was your first experience with like? Understanding that you wanted to do something, like, did you have like a entrepreneurial side whenever you were younger?
Never. No, dude. Like I never. Like I don't know. Yeah, I do think about this every once in a while. Like I never thought I would ever be a photographer. Never thought, like I said earlier, never thought I would ever get paid to do creative things. The first time that hit me was like when I did 9 lives of Social Status.
Yeah.
Changed my whole life. I was like, haha, like here we go. Like this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's dope though, for sure. Because like someone who doesn't have like doesn't think about it from like a young age.
Yeah, and
and
never
just like kind of like falls into it a little bit and like kind of like rides the wave from there.
I never thought I'd be like a musician like on stage. I've done hundreds of hours, not hundreds of hours. I've probably done 100 to 200 hours with the parties, and I don't think I've ever said more than just thank you to the on the mic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I hate talking at parties. I don't think that's like my job. I feel like that's what the DJ's there for. Even though it was one of my goals for this year to like be more
vocal.
Yeah, vocal like at my events and to help build brand, but at the same time, I'm just not there yet.
So you said that you were kind of like to yourself growing up?
I'm super shy. I still am today, I feel like.
Yeah?
Yeah, and what's funny, because some people, when they say they meet me, they think I'm an asshole, but I don't know.
I mean, I definitely said that at first whenever I first met you. But I think it's
trash because I'm not. But
it's not that. And whenever I analyze things in my brain, it's only because it's like you think that not everyone has like that spare second to like stop and focus. It's like you're a busy dude, you're meeting a bunch of people, and it's like the more and more I get involved with shit like at Threads and things like that, it's not that people are assholes, and it's not that like they don't care. It's just that like they're trying to like they're spread themselves thin.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're in your zone at an event, and it's just like you got a
Facts.
bunch of people coming up to you saying like, yo, this is my name, yo, this is my name. It's like you're getting ripped back and forth from all different directions. So it's
Thanks.
like
Yeah, no, it really is. Like I'm terrible with I don't know, man. My short-term memory is just terrible. But like I know, and I wish it's the thing I hate most about myself, that I do not remember people's names.
I mean, it's understandable though.
As much, and like I don't think that the fact that like 15, even if 5 people came up to me and was like, "Yo, what's good?" Like I'm blah blah blah. Like I do like truly try to remember, but it is like true that a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But I am not at the I'm not at the point. There you go. I'm not at the point in my business life where I'm like calm enough to be like,
oh yeah,
yo, what's good?
Everything's
You know what I mean?
fast forward.
Yeah, and I always am like thinking about like what's happening right now, what could happen, what needs to happen next, and what is happening tomorrow, all at the same time. And I do that to myself, and I wish I didn't do it as much, but I just haven't got like confident enough with like.
I don't know if you think you'll ever feel like all right. Like we've been running these big ass events at Threads, and it's just like there's no like I don't drink. Okay, I don't drink at all.
Nice.
And every event at Threads, like we provide alcohol, and it's like we have people come through, and it's like everyone just have a good time, gets all banged up, and it's like I'm the sober one, and this is what it was like in high school for me too. It's like I was always the sober one. I was always the one driving people home. I was always the one worrying about cleaning shit up so that no one got in trouble. But it's just like you're always just like in fast forward, like trying to be. It's like it's chess. It ain't checkers.
Yeah,
that's all it
is.
Yeah,
true. No, my personality has always been like I've always been like a very nervous person. I've definitely gotten a lot better with it.
Yeah,
like I feel like social anxiety is like terrible for me, and I get it all the time. But now it's cool because whenever I do an event, it honestly like puts me in a mood of like I don't know. It's almost like a high of like I don't know how to describe
just
it.
in your zone.
Throwing events is like really rewarding because it's like, yo, wait, people came. Like I put this on, like people came.
Yeah.
And like that's why I like to leave it at that. That's why I don't like to go on the mic and talk and like scream ad libs and shit. Because then it's just like, yo, no one came to hear me talk. Like,
I know.
People came because I hopefully came up with a cool night out or at least a few hours of their day. And I try and leave it at that. And then it's almost there's always like the point where you have to be like, okay, do I need to talk more? You know what I mean? Do I need to have a brand presence here?
People always overanalyze shit.
Exactly.
It's just like it all goes back to if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
It's like you're obviously doing shit right. You got people keep coming, attendance keeps growing. You got fucking TI rolling through. No, TI rolling through. But it's just like I feel everyone that's takes pride in anything is going to be very critical of themselves because like if you're not taking pride in it, you're settling for what it is.
Facts.
And you're not progressing it.
Yeah.
And like that's the goal is to just always progress it, you know?
And with social media too, I feel like you have to kind of come off. You have to find a way to come off as yourself. But you also have to like come off in a way of showing that you're like making money and succeeding off of what you're doing so that you can validate to other people that like, yo, like if you let me or if you pay me this or if you like, let's do this with me, like they're gonna say yes. So like I feel like that could almost come off too as well. Like oh like this dude's annoying. You know what I mean? Or like
if you have like a soft ass like profile that like shows nothing special.
Yeah.
Like, what is a big name place gonna like? I mean,
Exactly.
what's gonna make them choose to like work with you?
And that's what's trash about social media. But that's also, I don't know, that's like that leads into perception of meeting people too.
Well, this comes into like the next part I wanted to bring in. So like with you being 24, I feel like that we're in an age now where younger kids are gonna like. I mean, they're starting to like make their own waves and like starting to like be taken a little bit more seriously. But like, do you ever have any situations where you feel that like your age is like a negative like outlook upon like your whole like business persona? I mean, like, I guess it wouldn't be now because like you're pretty much established. Like people know that you're like good at what you do good shit, and like you create like dope events and stuff like that. But whenever you were starting out with, I'm sure that like, I mean, to approach for a 22-year-old to approach like a bigger business and be like, yo, like I'm trying to do this. Did you ever like come in contact with that?
It still happens to this day. And now it just doesn't it just starting out, it was like pitching companies on that they needed social media, or pitching a place like on a smaller party. You know what I mean? Like it was that. But now that has become established, now it's like, hey, you should add an extra, not add an extra comma, but add an extra digit to the last paycheck that we did because we're going to be doing this. Like, it's now those conversations that I don't think my age is holding me back in, but I just think that with new relationships, it definitely is a little bit slower. Yeah. It depends on who you're working with too as well.
Absolutely. That's a good point.
There's a lot of younger people that we work with that
are killing it.
Yeah, and are killing it, and like those are the ones we work with.
That's a good point. I never thought about that.
You do come across like downtown, I mean, like you do come across working with certain people that I still wear a hoodie, Jordans, and whatever the hell I want every day. I have 2 suit jackets. I don't even have suit pants, like blazers. And like doing events, I'll put that on. But even with meetings with Heinz History, like I'm showing up in a hoodie. And like I only do that because I know the deal has already been secured.
Yeah.
But like if I had to show up to a meeting and wear a suit or something, I would do it. But those aren't the type of meetings.
I get what you're saying, though. That makes sense. It's just like I always think that that's like an interesting thing because like older people, I don't know, I just don't think that they're ready for like the new age of like all these young ass kids that are just like, I mean, fucking killing it.
No, I mean, I think that they understand, but I don't think that they think. It doesn't even make any sense. I don't think that the older demographic ahead of us realizes the potential money that we could bring to them.
Absolutely.
And I think that we, as in my demographic, like my age, ourselves, like we don't even almost realize what we can offer the people.
Exactly. We're just coming into it. So how the fuck are they going to know what we have?
That's what I get mad about myself a lot is like charging someone X and then realizing that they've paid another version of like another amount. And I'm
more
like,
money.
Yeah, like triple. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And then you put yourself to a hole because you want to, coming into this, you want to make sure you secure the bag for whatever it may be, but still don't short yourself.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of conversations too with your age, like coming into it and charging a lower amount almost doesn't even like, well, that's all you're charging. Like you only need like $5,000. Like we do projects worth $50,000. Like, you know what I mean? Then you don't get taken seriously because of that. Yeah. So like those are the conversations now where it's
that's
like,
a good point too. That's another thing I never thought of. Yeah. As far as like whenever you were younger, did you always have a big social media presence? Like, were you on MySpace and shit like that?
No, I was always on it. I had MySpace.
Yeah, but I mean, like, was your shit lit back in the day?
Dude, I didn't have mad followers or anything ever. I still don't even now. I feel like I only have like 5,000 followers now, but I feel like I have a very niche, like 5,000.
Yeah.
Compared to someone who may have 50 and only have like 2,000 that actually pay attention.
5,000 is still a decent amount.
But it will be, but compared to some of the people you see, and like you know what I mean? That have like 50,000, 100,000s. But those are different states too. But no, I mean, I was always ahead of the game. Like so I don't know exactly what year I had MySpace, but like I had MySpace. I had Facebook whenever my friends were telling my parents that I was on a college website. They're like, yo, Cody, sign up for a college
back in the day,
website.
when you needed like a college email to get on there.
But like I already had Facebook when I was in high school and like ahead of time, and then that popped off and I was like, I bet. I've been on Twitter for a minute, like 8 or 10 maybe.
What's your favorite social media?
I love Instagram now. I hate what's happened to it. I wish it was still I wish it was just the way that it was.
Yeah, the algorithm fucks everything up.
Yeah,
Every
Instagram's
social
cool.
media, it just like it fucks everything up. What do you think about that new Vivo?
Vero, I believe.
Vero.
I downloaded it, but I haven't used it because it honestly crashes every 30 seconds I use it.
Yeah, it's not up to date yet.
It's more or less just an elaborate version of Facebook for what I'm seeing. And a lot of people are coming out saying that like their privacy is really trash with it.
Yeah, I was just
But
reading about that.
Everything that you read says allegedly. So I'm not sure if it's like just people coming out like other maybe social media apps coming out of the woodwork and being like, yo, their shit's fake. So that because it could be, you know what I mean?
Well,
That's like me being like conspiracy theory. But
I get into it too. Maybe the owner of it is just like, he's supposed to be very, very wealthy. So maybe it's just like he got a lot of money and could add that allegedly in there. You know what I mean?
So I don't know. Like, I don't know what I think about it. I have the account, but I just wanted to have it set up before it hit the million so I don't have to pay for it because it is subscription based.
Yeah.
But if it fails or whatever, I have no idea. I mean, Facebook literally kills everything now.
Yeah.
I like Instagram the most. Like, Twitter is cool. I don't really tweet too much. Everyone.
I feel like it phased out.
Yeah, I mean, I use Twitter. Like, if I post on Instagram, it goes to Twitter and Facebook too as well at the same time. Same image, same message.
Yeah.
Unless the characters obviously resort to me deleting shit. But Instagram is my favorite because it's like my portfolio. So I really pay attention to those posts.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook's more friends. I would say like I make the most impact on Facebook though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I would say like in Facebook events, me sharing my events on Facebook, doing that shit. That's when I get the most. That's one of the main reasons why people come across my events, I think. And like Facebook's cool because if you come up with a cool event, one person shares it.
That's a good point. I never thought about that.
Like, that's why I feel like doing events is so easy. And why people do Facebook events, it blows my mind because you could come up with the block party is a perfect example. Like, it's in the middle of a street. It's like the shady side. What's the shady side? Ave party. What am I thinking of? Or Swickley? It's the Jam on Walnut.
I
Walnut.
know what
Sorry.
you're talking about.
I don't even know if it's in the right neighborhood. Whatever. Jam on Walnut. That's a dope concept. It's great now. Cystic fibrosis, I believe, is like backs it to where they get the raising for it. Whatever. All the cool aspects of that is like dope, but the goal for a block party is like have a really dope headliner image so that people look at that. And
Yeah.
once one person shares it, that's another 1,000 people in Pittsburgh that see it.
For sure.
And then you end up reaching like 20 to 30,000 people if you use the right images. And
that's a good point with Instagram. Like, they don't have like, you can't create an event.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's all linked because you know what I mean. Like, you could post a Facebook ad. That
It's
goes to
linked,
Instagram,
but like you can't create your own like event.
Exactly.
But like Facebook, like you're saying, people, because anytime I see random shit is mostly because someone I know marks it as like interested.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it's just like you dip into that shit. You're just like, oh, I didn't know this was happening here. It's kind of how I came across that whole like comedy thing. But
dude, that's why Facebook's great. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, you know, when you wake up the next day after posting something, or even within 5 minutes, like, yo, people are interested. Like, this is gonna smack. Like, the New Year's Eve party that we did with Creatives Drink. That was our first ever ticketed item event that we did. And we're like, all right, we've never sold anything other than hoodies and T-shirts to our audience.
yeah,
But let's give it a shot. And like, I remember when we first thought of Toast, it was going to be like, let's get more people in there for free and then have them pay drinks and make money that way versus let's charge people a ticket and then give them free drinks within.
yeah.
And it was like a huge debate. I remember I was like, I hated the 2 or 3 days of us thinking about that event.
I would think that if you charge for alcohol, you'd make more money.
Me too. And I definitely thought the same thing. And I was begging our partners in that event, like, yo, come on, we need that. Say out of the 900 people that came, we wanted I wanted.
You had 900 people there?
Yeah, we had 900 people come to that.
Damn.
And, yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting at. Like, out of that event, I was like, all right, well, we're gonna get like 600 people probably tops, and I want at least 75% of them to be free tickets that they spend money there because I end up spending more money. But all of our partners like, dude, no, like, let's do free drinks because it'll be 10 times easier, and let's charge tickets. And then that's when it was like, okay, cool. How much are tickets? And like, should you know? I mean, we did all that math, and
So what did you charge for a ticket there?
it was $75.
Now, what did that include?
That was pretty much, you could show up to the event, you had coat check, you could drink for free the whole entire night.
Oh,
You could
okay.
also show up an hour early, and there was like a part of the Pennsylvania that you could go and grab food and stuff too as well and kick it.
That's dope.
And I was like, okay, like let's give it a shot. The first week, like, but it was all because of Facebook. Like Facebook, like literally took that event off, and Eventbrite, like their main finder page, we had 40,000 impressions in like 2 days.
Really?
And like that's individual people, and we're like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now it's just like, I bet, like, let's just hope that the marketing content that we used prior and everything like justifies the price.
Yeah.
And like first week we did well, and then the second week was like kind of whatever, and then they went third week was good, and then fourth week sold out. And then on Craigslist we see people reselling tickets.
Really?
Yeah, and that's when I was
Damn,
like, holy
that is
shit.
crazy.
But it was all because of Facebook. I had people literally cold calling my cell phone line that I had no idea who they were, asking, offering me cash, like to sneak me in like the back door and shit. Like their friends got tickets, they didn't get tickets. And I was like, dude,
Wow.
I don't have this many people that follow me on Instagram, but it's all because of Facebook. Like we put
Man,
literally
that's crazy.
We spent $10 on Facebook marketing money.
That's what I was just gonna ask
was it.
you. That's what I was just gonna ask you. You do like you
Paid posts?
Yeah.
or-
Do you think that them sponsored posts, like, do you think that those work?
I've done it like 3 or 4 times. Like I did it on Blind Tiger recently because like the Kimpton allowed, like it was a part of the budget.
Yeah.
I put like $20 into it. I've done it for Toast, the Newsy Pub. We only put 10 because we had like a couple hundred set aside. We were gonna go hard with it. And
Yeah.
then I was like, once we saw it just going organically because people hitting interest,
Yeah.
we were like,
Yeah,
whatever,
because
let's just
like
let it rock.
I mean like I said, that's how I see most of my shit is like
Mm-hmm.
someone will say even something dumb like Shrek performing. If
Yeah,
one of my
that's all.
friends if one of my friends
Yep.
just say like interested, it pops up on my feed.
And like that's what my girlfriend does. Like she does like paid like she does for car companies. Like
Okay.
they'll pretty like for the agency she worked for. She got a new job now, but recently like the agency that she was worked for, they would pretty much pay her. She would take that money and allocate thousands of dollars into paid promotion, like ads on Facebook and YouTube and all that shit. I don't even know what the hell she does.
Yeah.
And but I would have her, I'd Venmo her like $20. Hey, like go put this behind this post.
Yeah.
And we would look at the impressions and be like, damn, like this is exactly what I get just for posting at the right time on a Thursday.
Yeah, and that's what it is, dude. Like, how crazy is it? Like the time, like people like my wife just started doing like some makeup shit, and like I'm addicted to my phone. I'm on it all the fucking time, just looking at shit, and it's just like I do shit with Threads, I do shit with like this podcast, I do shit like I'm just addicted to social media. But
Yep, we all
I
are.
notice that like you notice when there's like the sweet hours in the day.
Yeah.
It's like when people are looking at their phone, like whenever they first open it up, because like I remember having a conversation with her. I was like, don't post that picture tonight. You're wasting it.
Yeah,
it's like
it's not gonna
a Friday night, 9:00. No one's looking at their fucking
Yep.
phone right now. People are at the bar, and like no one's looking at that. Post it on a Sunday morning at 10 whenever people
Yep.
are just waking up.
Yep.
Like and
Oh, yeah.
people don't think. I mean, I'm sure the people like us that are like kind of in the same type of like, I mean, I feel like we're all under kind of the same umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a creative. Like Matt Metrovich said it. He said that like he called himself a creative. And it's just like people like you, people like I like to think me that just want some other shit. We want to create opportunity and
just like create content. Just
yeah, it's
express.
just like I create content. Like I'll fucking take 100 pictures of myself, and it's just like it's a problem. But like I just like posting pictures of shit.
Yeah.
and that's all it is just content creator. And it's like we're in a world now where like that's what it is.
You definitely have to know your audience too as well, because like that was something that's why I hate when people buy followers and like go ahead and do that shit, because then you lose grasp on what. I mean, if you really pay attention to it, even when you have 1,000, you realize what nights at what time
Yeah,
work.
what's popping and what's not.
And think about your own actions. Like, yeah, you're going through, but like, yeah, don't post something informational on Friday at 9 p.m.
Exactly.
But post a selfie of yourself with like literally one emoji, and it'll probably smack.
Absolutely.
Because everyone that likes you's
People
following
don't want
you.
to read.
Yep,
They just
exactly.
and if they do look at their phone,
Click,
they're
swipe,
scrolling
click,
it,
swipe, yep.
double click, scrolling it,
Yep.
double click. But like
It just depends. A lot of people use social media and don't look at it as a platform to make money off of.
yeah, that's
Like,
exactly it.
We use social media. I mean, I use it strictly to make money. If it wasn't for like events and stuff, I probably would post a lot less, and I still don't post enough right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, some people like I don't know. Some people hate it. Some people just use it so they can see other people.
Yeah,
and-
but it's just like there's so much money in the world that
Exactly.
like, and it's honestly the best way to market. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everyone has social media. Everyone is like looking at their phones all the time. It's like if you look outside, probably 6 out of 10 people are fucking
Walking with it,
zombies,
yep.
just walking with their phone. So like, why not market it to them?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm just as guilty. Like them spam emails and shit that you'll get on a random day at Tuesday at 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh, Vans is having a 20% off sale. Fuck it, I'll buy a pair.
There's even like a signs to like sending out even I don't know, like sending out even news blasts. Like, there's a sign
Yeah.
to everything now, but yeah, like timing is definitely key, and that's when it even comes in a major scale of like executing events or executing podcasts. Like no one will listen if you did this every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you put time in between it, like, and
Yeah,
a lot of people don't realize that because they think like I just got to post and do this every single day because sooner or later I'll at least get a decent fan base that when I'm ready,
But
I'll
the
launch.
goal is you got to leave them wanting more.
Exactly. And you got to launch the same way that you want to be perceived in a year from now, too.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to grow. But, yeah, like, I try and stay in my own lane, but I always feel like I'm, like, nitpicking everyone. Like, just like, oh, my God, like, damn, like, you just did that. Like, you don't need to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, like, you just told
It's like you
us
got
about that.
You
like,
got a bunch of friends and shit like that. So like obviously like you want to help your boys out as much as you can as well.
Yep.
And it's like everyone in your circle, like in anyone's circle, has like their main focuses and shit. Like I'll talk to Maddie for like anything as far as like tech shit.
Yeah,
it's
facts. B-Maddie is definitely the Apple plug.
yeah, the Apple plug for
Saved
sure.
me,
It's
like
like
50 gigs on my Mac.
I know, dude. Like
recently.
anything you need, it's just like he is a wise person with that. Like we always just bounce ideas off of each other, and it's just like that circle that you keep. I mean, everyone has resources.
Yep. No, I like it. Yeah.
I have to bring back to what you said before about buying followers.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do that because they're playing the short game because it's just like you click on a profile, you see someone with 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, and you look at their
50.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
look at their ratio and it's
not
like
real.
10,000 likes to like 300 following, and you just look at their videos or their likes and it's like 20, 50. It's like, bro, like it's
Yeah.
easy as that to see that it's fake.
I think there's some people too that do it. I don't know. Like I mean, the only way I could possibly see it being literally logical at all, as if like you were trying to like come off. I don't even know. Like
It's a short game.
for
It's like-
example, like if you were to buy 100,000 followers, like buy your company 100,000 followers,
Yeah.
and then go to another company and be like, hey, look at our services. This is what we do.
yeah.
We have 100,000 followers. If you're pitching it to the right person, aka like someone maybe a little bit older, they're
Yeah.
gonna look at that and be like, "Oh shit, you guys are smacking!"
Yeah,
like
people that are dumb.
yeah, hell yeah, I'll give you this much money to do whatever service you have to do because you have 100,000 followers. But yeah, you get screwed in your growth.
That's a good way to think about it. I've never thought about it, what you
Yeah,
just said.
That's the only way. But then you're just screwing yourself over as a company because now you're like
but
you're limited to just those clients, and those clients are going to
companies-
ditch you in 2 months anyways.
I feel that companies aren't even the people that like are really doing it. I'm talking about like for instance, like local artists. Like
Yeah.
I
Same
follow
reason,
some
perception.
fucking local artists just because I meet them through threads.
Yep.
And like there's a dude I know specifically, he got 10,000 followers. And I'm just like, dude,
Overnight.
like we know,
Yeah.
like I obviously know that it's fake. If you scroll 4 scrolls through their followers and it's all
Fake
foreign
names.
names,
Yep. It's
fake
like,
names.
It's almost like a video game. Like, why would you put the cheat code and then complete the game? And
Exactly.
Get all the accomplishments because now you're just kind of playing just to show off, and that's only going to be cool for a day because no one else is really watching anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's exactly it. And then there's people that are doing this, and it's just like you're doing this for like the wrong type of crowd because
Yeah.
everyone that's around you, like we all know. It's like we're all trying to do the same
Yeah,
shit,
it's
and
easy.
we all
You
got
can
the
even
same.
tell when people buy followers and then buy likes to keep up with the perception, and that's just like, yo, you're wasting a lot of money on
Yeah.
something you can be doing completely for free.
And like,
my
what
guy.
does it even like? What does it even benefit you buying
Yeah.
them likes? It's just like you're hoping that bigger name people are going to follow you. You're hoping that you're
Yeah.
getting a following.
You'll never get verified because I'm pretty sure now like it can tell. You know
I mean,
what
I'm-
like Instagram, Twitter, all those guys can tell.
I'm pretty sure you could buy a verification now.
I wouldn't even be surprised.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
think
kinda
there's
messed
a
up.
way to do that, and it is fucked up. But yeah, I mean, like, so as far as like what's next? Like you said, you got an event coming up March.
Yeah. So really, like the way that my like year works is like I kind of like to just do some small, like fewer, larger events when it gets cold, and then when the weather turns, I like to do a lot of outdoor parties. So I work with the monthly party. I'm with Kimpton on their rooftop in the Commoner, called Clocked Out, and same story, like just DJ really photogenic cocktails. That's the last Thursday of the month. And that'll be starting in May. We're going to do 2 more Blonde Tigers. And then we'll do block parties, and we do those at the end of the month too as well. And those are our monthly events, and we'll run those. I'll run like 6 or 7 of those, all the way up till like October when it gets cold. I guess like 8 or 9 then.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many we do. We do a bunch, but we'll do those, and then the same story, like random, unique like opportunities that pop up with businesses. I'm trying to do some smaller events with Red Bull this year too as well. We have like unique events in a sense of like there'll be one-offs.
Yeah.
We're looking to do like kind of a smaller like festival, just like little
That's
things
dope.
like that are different we haven't done before. But like on a monthly basis, I have like the rooftop party and the block party itself.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then we'll have the creator's drink that sneaks in there too as well. I would say all of those. Once I get the actual date with those, that's whenever I can like really go ahead. But that's usually like my spring, summer, and fall.
Okay.
A lot more events. Still a lot of photography during the day. But
Yeah.
more outdoor events, and then that's when you kind of see something from me like every other week.
Are you a Canon, Sony, or Nikon?
I like Nikon only because I got it off the jump, and I haven't.
Yeah, you got to
really,
stick with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, Canons are cool, Sonys are cool, but I like Nikon. I know how to use it, and I was always told like once you're a Nikon user, like you just like Nikons.
Yeah.
And I saw a meme. I don't know why I saw a meme for Nikons, but it was like a Nikon meme, and it was like the ugliest Nikon camera ever, and it was like only Nikon people would like this, and it was my camera that I have, and I was like, wow, I was like, holy shit, I guess I really do, but.
People tend to stick with what they had in the beginning.
Yep, exactly.
As far as your whole like jobs, what you do, that was pretty much like what I had to ask you. This last segment I do with everyone though. This is a segment called Desert Island Questions.
Okay, bet.
Desert Island Questions are I give you 3 choices of 3 different categories to take with you on a desert island.
Okay,
if
cool.
you choose to do so.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the first one is 3 movies you would take with you on a desert island.
Terrible with movies.
You're not a movie guy?
No, I mean I like to watch movies, but I don't have like favorite movies where I'm like, oh, I
just
bought
like
a DVD
right off the top of your head.
But I
See,
can
I'm
come
like
up with
a freak movie guy.
Okay,
Like I have
yeah.
like 200 just sitting there real
I don't
quick.
have the patience to watch movies, which is kind of messed up. But I would bring. Dude, there was a series of soccer movies called like Goal, The Dream Begins. I remember those were super dope. I would definitely bring one of those. I don't even think they were like shown in theaters,
Okay.
other like in Europe.
Never heard that.
Like professional like.
What about
soccer.
Green Street Hooligans?
Nope, never even saw it.
Never heard of that?
Never heard
You know who
of it.
Charlie Hunnam is?
No, negative. I'm really
You know
bad
who
when it
Jax
comes to
Teller
film.
is from Sons of Anarchy?
Negative.
Sons of Anarchy?
No, Sans Anarchy, yeah, but
The
not-
main dude?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay,
See,
well,
I told you I'm pretty bad. I would bring like box set of TV shows if that counts.
Okay.
And it would be The Office for sure. The Office
Man.
is super funny. I would say The Office, School of Dream Begins, and then damn, this is really difficult here.
this is why I ask these questions.
Yeah, dude. I have it. Literally, I'm thinking about it right now too.
Bend it like Beckham.
No, I don't think it was not even a soccer movie. I feel like I tried to watch that once and it wasn't even.
The only reason I said that is because you talk about soccer and The Office, and that was a joke that he made in The Office.
Damn, I didn't catch that one.
It's all right.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be super kind of sus, but 500 Days of Summer actually is a really good movie.
That's fire.
Definitely not like the
That ain't
most
suspect.
proudest movie of my life for saying, but I actually really do like that movie.
You're out of your mind if you
Yeah, that was a
if you're
good-
not into chick flicks
Yeah,
because
that was a good one.
some of
Hopefully, there's a shorty on the island.
yeah.
I don't think that's gonna.
I'll be nice and say that there's someone random on there for you. Do you read?
No.
Okay.
But I do read, but I don't read just books off the rim. I read a lot of books by Ron Holiday. I like his books.
Okay.
He's like he did the marketing for American Apparel.
Oh, okay.
And the movie like I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. He's like
Yeah.
a writer and like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
creative genius. I like reading his books.
What's his name?
Ryan Holiday.
No, I thought Tucker Max.
So yeah, Tucker Max, I believe, was like the author behind that.
Okay, yeah.
But he worked with Ryan. Like for example, like they talk about in it. This is like something I really liked that changed my mind in marketing. They made billboards for the movie I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell.
Yeah.
And then they self-vandalized all the billboards, pretending like they were a feminist group. And then they got a bunch of free news coverage for it.
Wow.
And he tells crazy shit about what he did to get companies like free press. And
Ron
that's why-
Holiday.
Ryan Holiday.
Ryan Holiday.
Yep.
So my question is 3 books that you could bring to a desert island.
Shit. I gotta look what they're called.
That's all right. Go ahead.
So all right, Holes. I'll definitely bring Holes.
Like the movie Holes?
The book. Isn't it a book too?
Yeah,
Didn't
but
we
like
read-
but like the movie though too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll
Kids
bring
digging holes?
Yeah, like
okay,
the one Holes. I really like that movie. And the second off too about the other kid. I forget what it's called.
Zero.
Yeah, Zero.
I don't know the movie.
There was a book about him too as well. I would. All right, so let me.
Hector
listen.
Zeroni.
Is that what it was called?
That was the name of the kid in the
Oh,
movie.
bet. I just remember really enjoying those when I was younger. I would bring Holes, Trust Me I'm Lying, and then Trust Me I'm Lying is by Ryan Holiday, and then I would bring the book Ego is the Enemy as well. Yeah, that's by Ryan Holiday. Those are 2 really good books that like kind of teach you how to like be open minded with like marketing, and then also like trying not to be like an egotistical.
That's super
asshole.
dope though, like vandalizing your own like shit just to
Yeah,
get news
genius.
coverage. Yeah, it really is a genius idea.
Yeah, and like if being a feminist group too as well, and then they took pictures and would send it to their local news, so the news would be like, "Oh shit!" They would go cover it, and they would just be
Yeah,
freaked
because
out.
that's like a high tempered like
Yeah.
group. So man, that's smart.
And even with American Apparel, like all like the really like kind of controversial ads,
Yeah.
they would just do those, and then press would pick them up, and be like, "Oh, is this like too much for an ad?" And then they don't have to pay anyone to pick up their ads; they just have tons of marketing for it.
Now, a sidebar from that, do you think that the H&M marketing that just happened with like the African American kid wearing
I saw
the
it.
shirt that said like monkey or something
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that? Do you what do you think happened?
Do I
with
think that was on purpose?
Not
No,
necessarily.
okay.
Do I think it was on purpose? But like, what do you think happened with that?
I don't know.
A big ass company like that has to go through.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
would
a
think
bunch of
that-
people that okay it.
Dude, I have no idea. Like the only thing, because I don't think that I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong. I don't think that they sit down and say like, "Okay, cool, let's use this type of child for this T-shirt."
No.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised.
I bet they shoot a bunch of ideas and just like, yep.
I almost not even surprised if they shoot blanks and then paste the art on top. I don't know. Like, I'll take that back. That's not what they do. But dude, I have no.
Ain't that crazy to think about though?
It is. Honestly, I think it was just something that like was slipped up on, and the person was like, even if I don't even know if the person was like, "Oh, well, like this could come off racist," but I'm
No,
bigger than
100%.
that. Yeah.
People were like, "This is not right." Someone just had
Yeah.
to not pay attention
Yep.
and just like kind of just forward that email. Like, yeah, it looks good. They're just rushing home.
True.
But
Yeah, that it has to be, or they're just dishing off T-shirts to bunches of kids. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just couldn't imagine them shooting one separate kid because of a certain T-shirt. You know, like I'm sure that kid modeled multiple T-shirts, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I have no idea.
but yeah, it's just like it's just a weird whole
Yeah.
different
No, they
discussion.
definitely fucked that up.
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah.
did fuck that up. But they also probably got themselves a lot more publicity too.
Facts.
And the last one is 3 musical albums to take.
Oh shit. The top 3 albums for sure. Days Before Rodeo by Travis Scott.
Okay.
That was, I mean, everyone knows I love Travis Scott. That album is fucking fire. I definitely got to get a Drake album in here, and I'm gonna end up doing. Nothing Was the Same was fire, but I'm gonna go with Take Care.
Yep.
So we got Take Care, Days Before Rodeo, and then Comeback Season. I'm sorry.
Oh,
shit.
comeback season.
Yeah, Comeback Season. Him in
Okay.
front of all the fall. Comeback Season. I'm bringing that as well.
Okay.
There we
Travis Scott, Comeback Season by Drake, and then you got
go. Nothing Was the Same, right?
Nothing Was the Same. No, Take Care.
Take Care. I'm sorry. I can visualize the album artwork, but
Yeah, he's sitting there just thinking about all them girls that did him wrong.
yeah. But all 3 of those, I would bring those. Those are jams. Those are definitely like 3 albums that I don't get tired listening to.
What kind of music did you listen to growing up? This is completely.
Dude, I would say I listen to like Coldplay and like really like SoundCloud heavy like
Oh, yeah.
music. I didn't really get into like rap or hip hop until like high school, and I liked it. I mean, I just didn't really care.
yeah,
I
it
just,
wasn't just like.
Yeah, I really
main
wasn't
focus.
I really wasn't listening to a lot of music back then because I feel like technology was a lot different. Like I was born in '93, so I know we like, you know what I mean. I'm not like. I remember having a CD player when I was really young, and like that was whatever album my parent like. I think I was
Yeah.
listening to like Nickelback, unfortunately, but people like that. That was super young, and then like you'd get the iPod, but I feel like I was never allowed to buy music, so it was
Yeah,
always
you
whatever I
weren't.
could get for free.
Yep.
And then you're in a state of like social media isn't that strong back then. So honestly, you're not coming across a lot of new music unless your friends are really into it.
That's exactly it.
And a lot of my friends, like, I don't even know. We never really talked about music.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until like YouTube and like when we got a computer at my house. And I remember the very first hip hop song I listened to was Nike's on My Feet by Mac Miller. And I remember I came across that music video because someone shared it on Facebook. And I was like, damn, this song is fire.
Yeah.
And then I learned that the kid was from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But when you're in Beaver County, Pittsburgh and Taylor Alderdice,
it's a whole
still
different
seems
world.
like a whole new world. So I'm like, well, okay, I'm never gonna, you know what I mean? I have no idea about these kids, but this shit is tight.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started listening to that more. Then I
Kids
got
was
into
dope
Wiz.
in general.
Yeah. And then I started listening to Wiz. Remember like Cabin Fever? Like I was like a senior in high school, and like we were
That
listening
was
to that
fire.
at the parties all the time.
Fire.
Everybody had like the bass in the back.
Phone
so
numbers.
Super lit, yep.
Super
lit showing up, and then yeah, I mean that would mostly be it.
Dude, Brandon Matty was the music oracle. The kid is still like anything new.
Oh,
he
yeah.
got all the new artists. He got all the new playlists. He always is sending a random text. It's like, yo, check
He's
this
always
out.
sending shit. I almost like don't even listen to half the shit he sends me anymore because he sends me so many things.
No,
I feel
I
like
don't.
He quit sending me stuff. Sorry,
I don't.
Matty.
I don't. I tell him, I'm like, dude, I didn't listen to that yet.
And then
he's
he'll
like, it's
put
good.
it on.
You should listen to it.
He'll put it on in the car
And
a
then
week
you're
later,
like,
and I'll be
what
like,
is this?
"Yo,
Yeah,
shit's
this is
fire."
fire.
And he's like, yo, I sent you this a fucking month ago.
I know. Last question I feel is the most interesting and the most difficult. If you could have a conversation with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be?
Oh, okay.
I pick these difficult questions.
Yeah, I've never even thought about that, to be honest. I've heard that question asked plenty of times. Dude, only because like I'm a fan of his music, but I love Drake because of his mentality. But I think it would be sick to fucking chat or even just grab a beer with Drake. Like that would be dope. But
Yeah.
I don't even know. I would just ask him. I don't even know what I'll talk to him about it. Like
Don't even matter. The dude definitely has some wisdom.
Yeah, like his mentality is tight, and like I know, like you listen to a lot of music, and you're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like you know what I mean, trap, whatever it may be. But like
Yeah.
Drake actually, like I think he like I don't know, like whether it's life, business in a sense of like, oh, I didn't flip this brick, but like in a sense of like I'm making deals and like just that
Making
mentality,
shit happen.
like just that, and just to like catch the vibe off of Drake, be like, what is this dude's actually like?
I
You
know,
what I mean?
right?
Like
I bet you he's cool as fuck.
I bet he is.
What were you a fan of Degrassi back in the day?
No, I never even watched it. I heard
Never?
of it, but like I didn't know that Drake was in it, and like until I saw the memes of it.
I mean, it
later.
was literally just like a kid soap opera.
Yeah.
I had friends that watched it, so that's the only reason I even knew what it was. But
I couldn't even give a shit if he was in Teletubbies. Like he
I
was
know.
getting his money, and
yo, Jimmy with the wheels.
yeah, and you know what I mean. He's getting a check. So and then you know what I mean. There's a lot of people that rap now because they have a shit ton of money, like all those football players and basketball players.
And people
now.
like
Lonzo
yeah.
Ball and everything.
Yeah, that's
Derek
exactly.
loves
I
those
swear to
guys.
God, that was literally exactly what I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, but I couldn't remember what son was.
Yeah.
who,
Their shit's hard, but it's because I mean I feel like
It ain't
anyone-
hard.
I mean maybe, anyone who's listening that can rap is gonna say I'm full of
Yeah,
shit.
don't even play yourself like that. Don't give them no exposure.
Their beats are hard. So like
Their
I'm saying,
beats
but
are
like
hard.
anyone could pay for a super fire beat
Exactly.
and then just spit on it.
Yeah, but that dude don't even have no rhymes or nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got his fucking his dad, which is a perfect example of like what that Ryan Holiday dude, like painting with the feminist shit on the billboards.
Facts.
Like their dad is just like I think he's just a big marketing ploy.
Definitely.
I don't think he's really trying to like fuck up their lives, but like he's doing something right.
money.
Yeah, he's doing something
same
right.
with the Kardashians and all of that.
Oh,
it's
my
just
God.
people making money off.
That's the
whatever
world we're living in right now.
Facts.
But okay, so you could plug anything you like.
Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you for having me on. To Bakery on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much all my platforms, and it's TEH Bakery. The Bakery was taken when I got Instagram.
Is that why that happened?
Yeah, the bakery was taken. It still is by
Okay.
someone like an actual bakery in 2012 when I was in high school when I got it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just leave."
That was a question that I was going to ask you.
and I just kept it because now it's too late, and now it's funny because it actually sticks.
Yeah.
But that's all my social media, and then my website's workofcody.com, and then we have creativesdrink.com. And really, if you just any of those, you should be able to keep up with my next day-to-days.
For
But
sure.
I pretty much shoot everything out of my own personal platforms, and then Creative Drink posts its own thing too as well. But
Okay.
yeah, my Facebook always has all my events. My website is just a portfolio pretty much. Then Creative Drink is a portfolio of our previous work too as well, and then recaps and other what we're up to next.
That's dope.
Hell yeah, thank you.
I appreciate you very much for coming on and
Thank you, sir.
setting some time out of your busy schedule for me.
Definitely. Thanks for coming through.
You got a dope spot here.
Thanks.
I'm going to ask you about all this art after we get off here.
Hell yeah.
But thanks for everyone listening. Please subscribe, rate, and leave some feedback so I can know what I'm doing well, what I could do better. Follow me on social media, Facebook at I'll Call You Right Back Podcast, Instagram at I'll Call You Right Back, Twitter at ICYRB Podcast, or you can email me at I'll Call You Right Back at gmail.com. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll call you right back.